All right, and we are live. We are live. Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is Sam. My name is Sam. You're watching live production tips and tools, guys. Welcome, everyone. I've got some faces, people that I know in the chat. Welcome, everyone. So happy to see you. Today is gonna be another special live stream. Let me know, by the way, in the chat where you're joining from, if you're watching, and let me know if you are actually enjoying your day. How is everything going? Just be free in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Super excited for today's stream. In fact, I have a special guest. My man Kirk is in the house. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. I just want to let you know, guys, that today's stream is actually sponsored by Streamlabs, and I am actually able to bring in Kirk using one of the newest feature by Streamlabs called collab cam. Okay, so if something bad happens today, we know who to blame. you know if the stream crashes, we know who to blame. We're gonna blame Streamlabs. But however, I've actually been testing it. This is my third live stream that I actually been using this feature, and so far so good. Obviously, at the beginning I had to make some adjustments, especially the way I was actually routing my audio and everything, but now so far is actually everything is good. The actual tool is actually stable. I never had any inconsistencies or anything. The only thing, I actually have been getting some complaints. I mean, few people kind of confused about the way to route your the audio and everything to be able to get the guest to be heard. But just want to make sure you guys know that now, from now, you can actually use Streamlabs to stream. You can use it to stream on YouTube, Facebook, all the big platforms, and be able to bring in guests kind of built into the actual software. You don't have to use Zoom or Teams or Video Ninja. So that's why I'm super excited. And on the top of that, is actually 100% free, so you can stream in full HD, have a guest on your show for free. So this is the power of StreamYard. But not StreamYard, Streamlabs. But other than that, we're gonna be actually giving you some tips on how to improve your stream, make it look good and make it sound good. It doesn't matter either you're streaming for a church, big events, or you are a content creator here on youtube.com. We're gonna be able to give you some of the juicy good tips. Obviously, I'm gonna be with my man Kirk, and I'm not gonna take much time. I'm actually going to bring him in. Hey, my man Kirk, how you doing?
Hey man, it is good to be here. Good to be here. Excited for today's show. Excited for the content we're going to get into.
All right, man. It's an honor to have you on, man. Actually, yesterday I was on your show, and
That's right.
it was amazing. It was fire.
I know we had a great time. In fact, for those that watched last night's show, Sam and I, along with a couple members of my community, were on till way late in the night. We were just kind of chatting about kind of the state of live streaming, and really got a chance to chat about a number of different things. I'm excited about some of the things that we got coming up, man. But yeah, this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah, obviously. So let's see what's happening in the chat right now. Just want to make sure I don't skip any comments. Yeah, guys, go ahead and let us know. We got my man words saying, good afternoon, Sam. Just got the mono PM471 mic that you recommended, dude. I love it. That's the microphone
cool,
that
man.
we were talking about yesterday. This tiny microphone. It really, I personally love this tiny microphone, especially if you are on a budget. So that's good to hear that you're actually appreciating this microphone, man. So Kirk, let's actually get started. We're not gonna take much time. We're gonna get straight into the content. By the way, what do you think about Collab Cam before we even talk about anything else? How is your guest experience? Can you hear me? How do you feel?
The guest experience is great. I like that they have taken a similar approach to, proper production is what I want to call it, right? So I've had the privilege of doing some small spots on news stations, and I do them right from my studio here. And generally speaking, you do not see the program feed. What you see is either just yourself or a picture of the person you're talking to, but you do not see what's happening live, what's going out to the live stream. So for anybody that's ever done anything like that, you already know what this experience is similar to. So right now, what I see on my side as a guest in Collab Cam is I see Sam, I see myself, I have the controls on the bottom, stop video, mute my mic, screen share, and then I have the leave button. So it's very simple from that perspective. I do have the ability to change my camera. So I could go in and change the camera if I wanted to. But that's just from me actually hitting the button and selecting a different camera from the list. I can select a different microphone. And so some of my virtual microphones do show up there. So that's pretty cool as well. So for those that do use virtual microphones, you would be able to do that with Collab Cam as well. So really cool in setup. Now, I do have on my other screen over here, I have the actual YouTube feed up from Sam's channel. So I can see what this actually looks like to the end user, to the end viewer, I should say. But that is not the view that I have here. I have a full view of myself and Sam. And regardless of what Sam does on screen, I can just see the two of us. So that actually sometimes can be beneficial. There's a reason why this was the original way that this was done. Instead of sending the full program feed to your guest with all the graphics and everything like that, you can just have this intimate experience. And so it's almost like you're video editing on the fly. So because what I see here and then what I'm looking at on the other screen is two totally different videos, which is pretty dope.
Yeah. I think you got a good point here. I think maybe we should have a way to be able to send the program to the guest, because you need to know what's happening, what's going on the stream.
I mean, it's a preference. It's a preference. But what I'm seeing from several platforms, especially as they try to navigate this guest experience. So one of the things that we talked about is that Streamlabs, especially the version of it that you're using now, is an installed application, right? So unlike our web-based applications, this one you actually install on your computer, and it does work on Windows and Mac. But a lot of those installed applications are trying to figure out ways to bring in guests. And it's going to have to be a web-based application, right? So it's kind of this merger. Ecamm has done the same. Now we're seeing it from Streamlabs. Several other platforms have figured out ways to bring in guests remotely. Video Ninja was essentially the same thing, right? This web-based platform that you could hook into platforms like tier 3 platforms like OBS and Streamlabs and Ecamm. So again, it's preference. Do you want to see the program feed, or do you want to just have a clean feed? And here's a great question for you, Sam. Being that I'm seeing a clean feed of the two of us, are you able to record a clean feed, or is the only recording that you have in Streamlabs the recording that is going to go out to the live audience? Does that make sense?
You mean like to ISO record kind of thing, or?
ISO record, kind of. Do you have ISO recording?
That's something that I have to check, because I'm new to Streamlabs. I know I can record the program out. So the whatever is going to YouTube, that I can just hit record right now. Right. And it will be recorded for sure. Okay. But to be able to ISO record, I think it's a feature that I have to double check. I'm not sure.
Got it.
However, I can actually show you what's happening right now. Let me see if I'm able to share my screen.
Darius O'Kane says it's a great day in Mobile, Alabama. It's good to see you, man.
Awesome.
Mobile's not far from me.
So right now, where's my screen share? But you're gonna have to follow on the live though.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like right now. I got my preview, and this is my live screen. And So yeah, so this is the, I have like different scenes, so you can see this is my main camera. So if I switch to this, obviously it's gonna go to preview before it goes live, but
I
this
know.
is just me. I've got my welcome scene, which is my countdown timer.
Ah, got it.
And yeah, and then I got my duo guest, which is the main me and you kind of you know
Oh, you have your
scene.
different scenes. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
and
catching up
then
because it just changed to the thing on the live show on the live.
yeah, on the live now they're
Yeah.
seeing whatever is live right now, which
Yeah.
is me and you,
Yeah.
and the screen. And then we have, so collab cam is right here. Now I have it named Steve because Steve was the last guest that I had.
Hmm.
I didn't name it to like under your name.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
But if I go to settings here,
Hmm.
you can see this is where I create. If I go to settings, I don't want to show my link, but that's where I create the link, and then I have you in, and I will simply, if
Ah.
I click hide on stream, that means you're gonna disappear. So now I have you on show to stream, and I have obviously this is where I assign, I can name, rename, whatever I want. And let's go ahead, maybe my link, I'm gonna change it
I'm seeing the.
afterwards. So as you can see, I have now webcam source. So this is where, this is, I choose which webcam that I want to send to you. So
Okay.
now right now I'm sending you my ATM mini,
Right.
and I have another share video source optional. This is where if I wanted to, if I had another source, maybe another angle, I can actually go ahead and send it to you.
Mm.
So I have, you can see I have all my scenes, sorry, all my sources available. So if I want to send you the Ninja chat, I can
Oh
send it to
wow.
you. I can send you some images. I mean, I don't think you want to see that, but just want to show you all the options that we have. So, and then once you are in, you can see your audio is actually right here
Yeah.
under Steve, which should be under Kirk. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
this is
get
where
it.
your audio is, and I
Hmm.
have to go to audio settings here, and then go to right here, and I have to choose this option, monitor and output.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's to be able to monitor your audio, to be able to hear you and actually output to the stream. If I don't, if I say if I were to choose monitor off, that means I won't be able to hear you. I can, or if I do monitor only, I'll be able to hear you, but you're not gonna be heard on the
Oh
stream.
man, that's good.
Yeah.
That level of granularity is really good.
So yeah, so this is the whole thing. And then obviously you're gonna go through the, you know, the hassle of creating all the overlays. Streamlabs does come with, it has some overlays, but when you want some custom made
Hmm.
to like to your scene, something that like myself, I have my own branding or the way I want my streams to look,
Hmm.
you kind of have to create those. And yeah, that makes a big difference.
Because this design is similar to what you were using in OBS.
Yeah, so yeah,
Cool.
it's the
Cool.
same. Yeah,
Cool.
it's the same concept. I'm using almost the same overlays.
Mm.
Yeah, so
And
that's,
do you are you able to, so like for the cameras that you have, the two of us on the screen right now, right? Are you
mhm.
able to, those borders that are around the cameras, are those borders that you put on the cameras or those borders on the design and you have our cameras behind it? Does that make sense?
No, I actually I created them. So if I can show you, this
Sure.
is the overlay right here. So if I disable it, no, this is, see, I got another overlay on the top of it. I can go ahead. Where is it? I got another image. There you go. So
So while you're doing that, G Albert, this is definitely Streamlabs that he's using, but to bring me in, he's using an additional platform called Collab Cam. That's
yeah.
a new feature of Streamlabs. So Streamlabs, I know that, you know, at least for me and especially several people in my audience, they get a little confused trying to understand what's different between Melon app and Streamlabs and OBS and Streamlabs OBS,
Okay.
right? There's this
Yeah.
this one here is actual Streamlabs, the installed version, nothing to do with Melon app. And then you have this Streamlabs Collab Cam, which integrates directly into your installed version of of Streamlabs, then allows
yeah.
you to bring in guests, and it integrates into your install this way. So that's what he's
Yeah.
showing us. So you were gonna take that overlay down or something?
Yeah, so you can see the overlay is actually gone. I mean, it's not on the stream. If you see the screen share right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's the whole thing is black. So
Got
I
it.
kind of cropped you. I cropped myself, and yeah, as you see with that, the overlay it's naked.
Oh, so the overlay has a transparent cutout.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I got it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can go back to no, not this one. Where is my overlay? Is it this one? There you go. Yeah. So that's the actual overlay. So yeah, so I do everything kind of intentional. So I leave this space for the comments to come in. Yeah. And I got this little text powered by
I see that now.
Cam. So
Yeah.
that's the hassle of using these platforms. Is like you have to create everything from scratch.
Yeah. But I do like this though. This is not very different from eCam.
You can be creative. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You like the sky is the limit. You can be creative and create like crazy overlays. Like last night, I spent some time creating this overlay for the screen share. So this can take up to 4 guests. Now, if I wanted to, like right now, I have this one. The one is on the stream right now. This is a different overlay. And I have another one here on the screen share solo. This is if I was by myself and I was sharing my screen with no guest.
Yeah.
Right? And if I were thinking of having maybe 3 guests or 4 guests, I can create an overlay that is going to accommodate 3 guests.
All 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
including
good.
Maybe a screen share.
Yeah. I mean, you just build out those scenes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with this.
and the good thing is you could let me go back to do a guest. So the good thing is you could actually because it does support the Stream Deck, right?
Right.
So you don't have to
good.
be switching, So you could have everything set on your Stream Deck. You also have I have an output right now. I can create a separate kind of dock or tab that I can grab. It's like an output of the actual program that I can actually grab and send it to my teleprompter. So right now I'm actually looking at my teleprompter. My screen is on this side. That's where when I'm doing stuff on my screen, I'm kind of looking there. But when I'm talking to you, I'm looking at the teleprompter, so I'm able to face you because I can see the program in front of me.
Right. So
which is cool.
That's essentially what I've done as well.
Yeah.
So that I can see you and I can maintain eye contact. But yeah, so it has that output feature as well.
Yeah, it does.
And you could use that. I've used that in the past for stuff like outputting to screens in a venue where I was doing a hybrid event, right? So we had an audience online, but there was people in the physical building, and we used the output of the program output, I should say, to feed the screens in the space, because there was a mix of people on stage and then some videos that we played. So having that program out, it can be really critical.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So
that was cool.
Enough.
A little detour, right?
Cam. I think I'm picking your brain about Streamlabs. Look, I think I told you last night. Streamlabs is kind of marketing. They're marketing Streamlabs for mostly towards gamers, and it's very popular in the gaming community. But I feel like this is a powerful streaming software that everybody should be using. Actually, it's free. It's free. 100% free. It's like OBS, and this one is a little easier to use. More, it's the same concept as OBS, but it's more easier to use. It's more user friendly. And you can stream on YouTube, Facebook, whatever you want. You can stream in 1080p. It's pre-installed. This is actually going to be installed in your computer.
Wow.
And I apart from having to get some overlays and depending on what you're trying to do, like the sky is the limit with this software. So I don't know why people are not making content about this software for non-gamers,
Yeah, because I mean,
So-
if you're able to do everything I'm seeing on screen right now, this is definitely a platform I need to be looking into. I've already downloaded it, and I'll be playing with it this week. So
it's both Mac and PC.
and PC. So this actually fills a gap in the marketplace right now. What about the comments, the built-in comments? Can you?
So it has what's called the chat box. So that's like, it's gonna give you, again, because it was built for gamers. So it's gonna give you like the comments as they come in, right?
Right.
But it does not have this feature to be able to highlight each comment. Yeah. However, I'm able to do it using the chat, the Ninja chat thing.
Yeah,
because it has
I love it anyway.
It can take a web browser.
Right?
Source.
So that already checks a huge box for me
So
as well.
I'm able to show the comments anyways. That's not a big issue,
Right. Man,
so
that's good.
That's that.
I'm glad. G Albert says web-based or application, Mac, PC, Unix. So it's not web-based. It is an installed application that you must download. I do not know if it's compatible with Unix, but it is compatible with Mac and PC.
Yeah, that I know too.
Yeah.
So for sure, guys, go ahead and check it out. I always tell people, go ahead, check it out, download it, play with it. If you like it, use it.
Somebody sent me a message asking if I have an affiliate link. I'm like, it's free. It's free. It's free. There's no affiliate link. Free. It's free, guys.
It's free. Me neither. I don't have an affiliate link. However, they have a paid version. Now, the paid version is gonna give you access to multi-streaming. So the paid version, I believe, is $19. I actually paid it myself just to be able to multi-stream and play with it sometime, because I'm thinking of creating more content for this platform. So it allows you to multi-stream on multiple platforms, obviously, and at the same time is actually they have some overlays already pre-made, a lot, but most of them, again, they're made for gamers. That's why. But I think because they are bringing in this guest feature, hopefully they are going to start maybe making some overlays for regular people like podcasters, video podcasters.
Sure.
And, like regular non-gamers kind of community, because I think the software could actually do some good for a lot of people.
Yeah, man, the price point is awesome. That $19 you paid, is that per month, or is that just
it's per month.
Okay, it's per month. That's really not bad. Could you, in the free version, could you just target something like a restream and then have that do your streaming?
Yeah, you should be able to do it.
Okay. Yeah, you could just set up restream as a destination, and then you could.
Yeah. Okay. It's custom RTMP. You should be able to do it. I'm gonna check that out, but you should be able to do it. Yeah, because it's just a custom RTMP thing. So yeah. And again, cool. a lot of people don't need to multi-stream. Yeah. If you can create your own overlays, like myself, it's easy. You can use Canva, you can use Photoshop.
There it is.
Create, I don't know, 1 or 2, 3 overlays. That's it. You can even purchase them. You can buy some overlays and then have them already kind of ready for you. Use that every day, and you're good to go. You don't need to pay the $20 per month.
Yeah.
Even the collab cam is free for one guest. Like right now, I can bring you in for free. But if you want to bring in more guests, then you have to get the Prime plan, which is at $20. It's going to allow you to bring in up to 4 guests.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which is, in my opinion, I think it's a fair deal, to be honest.
I mean, most people need, the way at least for the people that I coach, it's really just, if you're going to have a guest, you're going to start off with one guest, and you will find very quickly that one guest will take up the full time. So trying to have more than one guest can be really really interesting. But what I'll also say, of course, if you're producing a show, you have multiple speakers, so having the ability to bring in at least 3 or 4, have them backstage and then bring them all in as you see fit, that could be beneficial as well.
Yeah.
G Albert says define regular users.
Do
Oh
you need a
man,
PhD? Uh, yeah, I meant non-gamers, maybe.
non-gamers, yes,
Yeah,
I knew that's what you meant.
non-gamers.
Yeah, I think Albert's just poking fun. He had a
I
different
know.
question that I actually do want to know about as well. Are you able to use NDI with Streamlabs?
NDI. Hold on a second, because I can actually do it right now.
Okay, good.
Let me share my screen. Let's go back to
Sure.
screen share. So this is all the sources you can get. Okay, so you got your scenes here. Once you create your scene, you can go here and add your sources. And let's go to general. So you have image, which could be an PNG or JPEG. You got some color block. You got browser source, which is like bringing in some video ninja kind of thing. You got media file, like a video. You got image, slideshow. You get text. You get display capture, window capture, game capture, video capture device like your webcam, audio input, your microphone, or any audio device, audio output capture, NDI source.
Wow.
Right there. Yeah.
Wow.
Open VR, you got screen capture, you got VLC, you got Collab Cam, which
VLC.
is what we are using right now.
Wow.
And we got a scene. I can actually capture an actual scene into another scene. An instant replay. This is more for gamers for sure. Yeah, and you got widgets. This is another world here.
Whew.
You got polls.
Widgets and polls.
You got donations.
Well, I mean, it's
chat
Streamlabs,
box.
so you gotta have widgets.
Yeah. I know. So yeah, you got some cool stuff in here that you can actually use to make your stream more dynamic. So
It's pretty cool.
that's pretty much what you can do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, so let's go back to the actual content, to the main content of the stream.
Sure.
I think we needed this too. We
needed
the,
it, yeah.
Streamlabs thing.
Yeah.
I think.
And they're the sponsors, so we want to say a word of thanks to them because
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Listen, I'm a huge proponent of anything that's in the live streaming, live video community. Any of the brands that are out there, I'm just such a huge. I think as they say, as consumers, right, we benefit when there's healthy. I want to put emphasis on healthy competition. And I think Streamlabs is one of those that has been around for a very long time. They have a broad offering for those who are in the live video and streaming space. But this is a product that really needs a lot more, in my opinion, highlight because it's a really good product. There's a lot of people that I talk to who do not have funds and would love they don't have a problem with technical, right? So
yeah,
because I mean, as you mentioned, it is technical, right? It's going to be some work. So when you have that combination of somebody who has the technical aptitude to really use a platform like this, but then they don't necessarily have the money to shell out for a platform it's going to cost them an annual fee or whatever it might be, they can kind of get their feet wet with something like Streamlabs and still have some really robust functionality. And honestly, I mean, just depending on what they're going to do, if they're only streaming to one destination and don't need guests, they could probably get it all done for free. So
yeah, I mean, even if you need guests, you can do it for free.
That's true.
Yeah,
You could do that for free as well. Yeah, because I mean, you brought me in before with Ninja, but Collab Cam gives you one guest, right?
Yeah,
for free.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah. Can I say that this is going to replace Ecamm? Just kidding.
Listen,
Ecamm fam.
This is why I say Healthy competition. I think there's space for healthy competition. I
True.
love talking to people, and of course we're going to get into the gear, but I love talking to people in the audio space, in the camera space. There's so much stuff that's happening out there right now. I talked about yesterday that Canon's rolling out a new camera, probably before the end of the year, and it is focused specifically on the content creator. It actually doesn't even have a viewfinder on it. And why do we see that is because there's healthy competition in the space. I got a chance to talk with the folks that provided me this mic, which is Shure, and we talked about all kinds of other microphones, right? Because again, healthy competition is beneficial to everyone, not just the brands, but especially the consumers. So we would not see a blue Sona, right, from Logitech competing with the SM7B were it not for the SM7B, right? So there's one, so this one's better. Okay, yeah, but you have that one because of this one. So we needed both in order to get here. And so XLR just released their latest no, not XLR. What did I say? Elgato just released their first XLR mic, right? Elgato just released their first XLR microphone, and that's pretty awesome. So we're seeing that in the community as well. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, USB is cool, but there's a reason why XLR has been an industry standard in terms of, a medium of connection of running your sound. So I'm kudos to the guys who went and purchased, some of the mono mics and some of the other ones that we were highlighting last night and that you've been highlighting as well. But there's something to be said for having an XLR cable, right? And having an interface and being able to control the gain and all that stuff. So as consumers, we have to be able to play in these spaces. I think it's wildly important. Oh, we got a comment here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we have two questions. We have one from first, I think was Albert.
Albert.
Albert said, sorry for the 1,000 questions. That's what we hear. Is there support for paid free version? Is there an X?
He's saying, is there a Streamlabs community of some sorts?
Good question. I know. Let me go ahead. Actually, Albert, you can go ahead and go to streamlabs.com. They should have support for sure, but that's something that I have to confirm. But usually for paid version, they always have support, especially a brand like this one.
Right.
You're going to get support. As for the community, to be honest, that's something you have to double check. But I think it's actually a huge community. I'm not part of it, but they must have a huge community because the whole gaming community is behind them.
These are communities, I think. So Albert's probably looking for more of a traditional, like a eCam kind of a community or StreamYard kind of community, and I don't think you're going to find it there, Albert. I think you're gonna go to places like why am I blanking? What's the name of the chat app?
Discord.
Discord. Yes, you'll find them on Discord and Reddit. You'll find them on Discord and Reddit. So those were communities before Facebook kind of cornered the market on communities. Discord and Reddit is where you'll find massive, large communities around Streamlabs. I mean, Streamlabs has been in the streaming game for a very, very, very long time. So while this product that we're using today is one of their latest offerings, they're not new to this space. And yes, they do have a very active and vibrant community, and they are, they take messages and input and feedback to that they then turn into updates and feature releases for their products. So they definitely have that engine there. It's just not in the traditional sense like what we have seen from some of the newcomers, like some of the others that we've been introduced to. But it's a great question, Albert.
Albert, go ahead and try it. Let me know if you like it. I have another question. Hi, thanks for your streaming tips. Do you know how to host a game show on a live stream? You invite a guest, he spins a wheel, then lands on a topic, then gets one question or many questions you prepared. Okay, so this is gonna be this is gonna depend on what you're trying to do. So if you playing an actual game, first of all, you need to bring in guests, right? The guest, if you playing with somebody, two people, I don't know. You could use Collab Cam, obviously, the one that we are using, me and
Right now?
Kirk,
Yep.
to be able to do that. And then you need to find a software or a platform that will allow you to play whatever game you're trying to play. Now, if you already have the game, that's gonna be easy, because all you need is a way to, probably it's gonna be easier to use a different PC or a different computer, and then send an HDMI out of that PC into a switcher. You could use a capture card. You could use you could use a capture card into the PC that you're using to stream, and bring it in as a source into your stream. So you're gonna have to design your overlays depending on, if you get Prime, actually you're gonna have some overlays already pre-made for you, which is awesome. So that's really it's possible, and it should be fun to do. I don't know if you have some input on that.
I think you've given them the technical. Only thing that I would say there, and again, they thank you for the super chat, but only thing I would say there is,
oh yeah, thanks so much for the super chat.
you definitely want to make sure your guest knows that it's a game show ahead of time. Give them some ideas around what are the topics, maybe not necessarily the specific questions that you'll be asking. Even if you go on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or Price is Right, they give you a general idea of what some of those topics are going to be, so that you can kind of come prepared. You won't know exactly what they're going to ask, but you'll know first and foremost, you'll know that it's a game show. So you won't, because if I showed up to your stream and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, spin the wheel, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know it was a game show. I don't know if I want to do this. So you want to make sure that you prep your guest ahead of time, guest or guests, plural. And then, of course, from a technical perspective, all of what Sam just shared absolutely goes into play. And then and then of course, just allowing your guests to put their best foot forward, like you are putting your best foot forward, by giving them some prep. Right, here's the format of the show. Here's what you were going to be doing. If you want to jump on real quick just to test it, so you're not seeing it for the first time, we can schedule some time to do that. Those are the types of things that I would, definitely want to make sure of. Once your show gains popularity, however, most of the people that are going to be coming on the show will probably have watched it already. So, there may not be a need for as much of that in the future, but definitely to start out, you want to make sure that you prep your guest as much as you can, to ensure that they know what to expect when they get on your show.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, Albert said something in the chat here.
Sure. He just downloaded it.
Oh, Albert.
He just downloaded it, man. I just downloaded it. Yep, there it is. Oh, Monty Weaver's on here, man. Look at that.
Oh, look at Monty's here.
He said I was just watching the replay from Kirk's channel.
I was just watching the replay from yesterday. I love that.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Monty? Welcome, man. Thanks for being here, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. What I'll say to Warrior Gaming says, do you know of any software that can do that, or a site where I can run that? There are some. What type of game did you want to run? That's really the question. Warrior, if you want to run a game that is well known, like Bishop Donald Oliver, are you familiar with him, Sam? He's
Oliver?
Donald Oliver. Bishop Donald Oliver. He's another streamer, faith-based. He definitely is on the faith-based side, but he has a lot of different games that he was able to help me and a couple others set up. We did a Wheel of Fortune kind of a game. We did a Jeopardy kind of a game. Now it's not, for copyright reasons, and of course, those terms are branded. The name is different, but the format is the same, and it's actually all done in PowerPoint. Or PowerPoint. It was done in PowerPoint. So you would just share your PowerPoint screen into the stream, and then everybody would play. Now you can't necessarily spin a wheel per se, so you just kind of pick your order, and then you just kind of go from there. So there are some games out there that would absolutely, help. Platforms that would be able to set you up to be able to do some of that. But just do some searching on that. I think you'll
I think there was a platform. I can't remember the name. reached out to me. They wanted me to make a video. It's like their specialty is to make they make games for streaming, so you can play games live and actually stream the games at the same time. It's kind of web browser based. And yeah, so I can't remember the name. However, as you just mentioned, you're gonna have to work on first of all, you gotta know what kind of game you want to play, right? Because you can't just play a random game. And then that's something that you're gonna have to do. Warrior Gaming, you're gonna have to do some research and actually know which game you want to play. And know how you're going to, like, technically how you're gonna be able to, if it's something that you can actually play with a friend remotely. And then once you figure that part out, the rest is just to find a way to stream it, to get into your streaming software. And yeah. And then the rest is history.
I see Warrior's follow-up message, and it sounds like you are looking for something custom, which is going to be difficult. You would have to build that, because I don't know of anything out there that would just allow you to, have you bring a guest in, spin a wheel, and do. I don't know anything out there. So, but because what you're saying sounds like it's going to be custom. That's just my own, naive experience, right? I don't know any other platforms out there that would do specifically what you're looking for. But yeah, there are some. If you want to use some things that are off the shelf, it may not be a spin the wheel kind of scenario, but it will still allow you to kind of have that game show experience. There are some options that are out there. Just Google game show PowerPoint presentations, and I'm pretty certain you'll come up on several of the ones that I found. Game show PowerPoint presentations. Now, if you find one that has a Wheel of Fortune type thing where you can spin the wheel, that's pretty awesome. But I have not seen one where you can actually spin the wheel. So,
yeah. Albert says, hey, another for your information, there's also a Streamlabs controller for my iPad. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you could actually, Streamlabs you could use your iPhone as well, or your Android phone to control your scenes. It's like a way to control the whole show. So it's an app that you can actually download for free, and you can have all your scenes, like a stream deck, like a virtual stream deck.
Yeah. That's cool. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
So you could actually have a remote producer, essentially.
Yeah, I think so.
That's something to look into.
Do you have to be on the same Wi-Fi?
I mean, even if I give it to my wife, she could do.
Yeah, she could do it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Could do it.
That's a unique option
I told
to
you,
consider.
This thing is powerful.
That's powerful.
It's powerful. And if you go to YouTube right now and you type in Streamlabs, everybody's talking about it for gamers.
Yeah.
And I know a few people. I don't know if you know Rom.
Yeah, Rom knows that.
Streamer on Amazon. Yeah, he uses Streamlabs to stream on Amazon. A few people who use Streamlabs but don't really talk about it. It's like, nah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah. So, what makes a good looking stream? Let's talk about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
let's start with you, man. Your setup looks awesome. How do you make it look like that?
Man, listen, I often say to folks, there are 3 steps that I often share with people about setting up your home studio, office studio, or small church studio. And there are 3. It's of course it's going to be the 3 things that we're talking about today, which is audio, video, lighting. But one of the things that I like to tell folks is there is a specific order in which you want to make those investments, right? So one of the things I like to say, so let me just give you the order. Now, the first thing, if anybody can guess in the comments, I don't know if you can guess in the comments what the first thing would be. Warrior says stream quality is fire. I love that. And it's our pleasure, Warrior, to help and to provide that content for you. But yeah, anybody want to guess in the comments real quick, what would be the first thing out of the 3 things I mentioned? What would be the first thing that you'd want to start with? And I'll give you this hint. both Sam and I both work in the faith-based space, and so this is picked right from the Bible. Warrior says sound, and she's correct. He or she is correct. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but sound is definitely where you want to start. And again, this is exactly where God started in the beginning. He said, in the beginning, let there be light. Now, somebody is probably saying to themselves right now, Kirk, you said sound was the place to start, and you said, let there be light. And I said, yeah. And my response is, yeah, because God did not light there be light. He said, sound running out of his mouth at 2.6 trillion miles an hour. That's what light is, right? So he said, let there be light. And so you always want to start with sound. Start with sound. People will sign off for bad audio. They'll tolerate shaky video. They'll tolerate blurry video. They'll tolerate sub-quality video. But if they cannot hear what is happening, they will scroll. They will swipe left. They will tune out. They will change the channel. If they cannot hear what is happening, even if the video quality is like 6K, it doesn't matter. You always want to start with sound. And so whenever you're setting up for either content creation or you're setting up for your live shows, you want to start with sound. And one of the things I like to tell people, especially in this, the equipment game, you start with what you have. Everybody has a microphone. Everybody has a microphone. Everybody has a microphone. I'm just going to say that 3 times, hoping that it hits. Start with what you have. Start with what you have. And then as you get some reps under your belt, here's the truth. You can only tweak when you've already done. You cannot tweak when you're still in concept phase. So if it's like, hey, I want to have a live show, or I want to start creating content, and I think that when I am going to create this content, I need a better mic. Well, go ahead and create the content and then listen to it and then say to yourself, you know what? I do need a better mic. It's always better to go back, watch film, and assess where are my needs? Where can I improve? Than to start from ground zero, having done nothing and saying, oh, here's my laundry list of things I need to be able to get started. So my biggest point to everyone, even though, yes, you see myself and Sam looking the way that we look, there was a process. There was a gradual journey that we took to get to where we are today. And you want to start with what you have, number one. And so whatever mic that might be, even if it's the mic that's built into your laptop, start with what you have. If it's the mic that's on your phone, start with what you have. If it's a $20 lapel mic that you've plugged into your camera, start with what you have and then grow from there. When you get to a place where you're ready to now make an investment in sound, you want to be able to take the approach of, hey, in the month of November, I've got 2 weeks free where I'm not too busy. When that happens, I'm going to order a couple of microphones. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the strategy. I'm going to order a couple of microphones that will arrive right around that time where I have free time. There's a reason why I'm saying that. Take those microphones, plug them up, go live or record, listen to yourself, and determine which one of the microphones you like. Keep the one you love the best, send back the rest. That's how I tell people to do it. People are always saying, hey, what mic should I buy? And they're expecting me to say a specific microphone. I'm like, it depends on your voice. It depends on the timbre, the sound, your texture. Are you a low talker? Are you soft, or are you a shouter? How do you laugh? It's all dependent on you. Pick a pattern of the microphone, whether it's a condenser, if it's dynamic, if it's XLR, if it's USB. All of those things are going to depend on you. Right? Number one. Number two, it's going to depend on what you want to sound like. I could tell you to go buy this mic tomorrow, and then you pick it up and you say, man, I don't sound like Kirk at all. I sound like Donald Duck. And that's not what you want to sound like. So it is a very personal, you start with sound, yes, but the sound decision is a very personal process. It is not one where anybody can just go out and say, hey, grab this mic. It's the best mic. We were talking yesterday, and Sam gave some really good recommendations on budget microphones, but he was very clear with folks like, this is a budget mic, right? And so you depending on how long you're going to be in this content creator game, you will probably replace that mic at some point. And so don't think, oh, I'm going to get this mic for $40, $50, and that's it. I'm never going to buy another mic again. No, you will graduate. you will exhaust the limits of that microphone, and you will want more, and you will feel like this microphone is actually holding me back. So then it's time to move on. And if you can't spend the $40 in preparation to spend the $300, then wait and just spend the $300. So that's what I would say. You want to start with sound. You want to start with audio. You want to start with what you know, how are you getting that message across? You want that to be clear. And then you want to move on to lighting. And then, of course, you want to move on to composition. I call it composition. Some people call it video. Some people call it, you know, framing, but it's composition. It's essentially what people see. And to be clear, what people see, if you're looking at the screen right now, what people see is not just my camera. What people see is everything that's in the shot. They see the mic.
Yeah. All right, we lost Kirk. Let's see if we get him back. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's a connection thing, but it looks like I am still live. But this is part of going live. Things happen, guys. Things happen. Things like this happen. Okay, I think he's back. Let me show him on the stream. There we go. What just happened?
I don't know, but I didn't lose you at all.
Oh, I was still there?
Yeah, I could see you right here.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
And I just kept on talking, and then all of a sudden I heard you say, "Hey, it looks like we lost Kirk." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, we lost you on stream for like a few seconds. Okay, let's keep going.
No, well, yeah. I think there's something to be said for, you know. Okay, now I'm at the point where I'm like, what am I? What was I saying? Because I don't want to. What part did I cut off at? Let me say it that way.
I think you were talking about the composition and
composition. Right. So composition is everything that you get to see on screen. So the way that Sam has designed this particular scene, right? So you in one square or rectangle, you have me. In one rectangle, you have him. You have that colorful background. You have powered by COLLAB CAM. You have the border around both of our cameras. Even the framing of my shot and his shot is something that he decided on. That whole thing is the composition. So lighting is the second piece, and lighting is going to be dependent on your skin tone. You know, I'm a black man. I'm not just black. I'm actually a dark-skinned black man. And so for me to show up well on camera, I've got to light a specific way. And for those that don't, you know, are new to the game, lighting is about controlling shadows. Where do you want the shadow to fall, or do you not want any shadows at all? And so some of those are the pieces that I would absolutely recommend. And so I'm gonna let Sam talk for a second, but I'm actually gonna go through and turn off some lights, and you guys can kind of see right here, right now, how much lighting has impact on the camera. Just keep this one statement in mind. Good lighting improves all cameras. Good lighting improves all cameras. That's why we put cameras last. Shouldn't I buy a camera first? No, you buy the camera last, because I know you have a camera. If you have a phone, you have a camera. If you have a laptop, you have a camera. And so good lighting makes all cameras better. And if you don't believe me, ask me how I know that. And after we go through this exercise, go ahead, Sam.
I mean, go ahead, do your demo. But like everything you said, guys, and this is one of the biggest mistakes all aspiring content creators or photographers or videographers make, is to invest in cameras before they actually understand the audio and lighting part. And it happened to me too. I made that mistake. I always wanted to have a red camera. Always wanted to have, like, Blackmagic is going to announce the 4K, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna get that camera, you know. And you look at my gear, I don't even have good lights, you know. And you start using it, you're like, I feel like I'm not getting the same. You see like people making some dope music videos online, you're like, how do they make these things? and they're using the same cameras as you, you don't understand what's happening.
There it is.
It's because of the composition, the way they design this, their set, the lighting, everything is intentional.
Yep.
You know, the camera is the last piece.
That's it. Listen, I've turned off all the lights, and it's the same camera. I just want to make sure you got this is the same camera. This is the same camera. So I'm going to turn on my main light, right? So I'm going to give you the behind the scenes shot. So right now, the only light that's on is the light up in the ceiling. So all my other lights are off right now, right? So now I'm going to turn on just the main light, the light that's above my head, the key light, as we call it, right? So we're going to turn that one on. Bam. So that one's on. Now you can see that light's on, and let's go back to the main shot. And we're already better. We're already better. Because my main light is what brings color back to me. It's what allows the camera to do its work. The camera is adjusting as I turn on some of the lights. And so let's turn on one or two other lights. I'm going to turn on the lamp. So the lamp behind me and the light behind me, those two just turned on. Okay, so now I want to turn on the floor lights. So the two floor lights, we just turned those on. Okay, and you can see the camera adjusting. Now you can see some shadow here as well. Now I've just turned on another light, so that's a hair light that's off in the corner over there. Okay, so now the only issue here is that the two lamps, the one right next to me on the desk here, and then the one above my shoulder here, they're too bright, and so now I'm going to adjust them down, and we're back.
You see,
and we're back.
It's a long journey.
But at the end of the day, it took a long time to get that configuration.
To achieve that look.
Yeah.
It's you could start simple, by using a simple key light. For things like what we do online here, and achieve something good. Or some people use their Windows light, lights during the day and night. Obviously, not gonna be able to work.
It's true.
But it's about understanding the concept, how the whole thing works, and and the composition too. Like, go back to your other angle, the other angle. You see, imagine if we were streaming like this. It doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
But if Kirk was full screen, then it would make sense, because that's another perspective, right?
Yeah.
But like for the set that we have right now with the overlay and everything, it wouldn't make sense. So that's composition.
That's it.
The way you frame your shot, what you put in your shot, the focal length that you use, everything you decide to show in the frame, and what you decide not to show in the frame. Very, very important.
Yeah. Listen, if I was showing you this guy right here, I would put it on the desk right here and hit the top down shot, and now you can see that guy. But again, it's all about your framing. It's about what exactly are you trying to achieve? What is the experience you want for your audience at the time? So all of those pieces are going to be critical in one of the, so the last piece that I'll say, and then I'll shut up because I've talked a lot.
That's why you're here.
you want to make sure that not only are you following these steps in order of importance, okay, still starting with the sound, going to lighting, because again, good lighting improves all cameras, and then ending with your composition. The last thing, if I could add a fourth thing, is making sure you understand the experience you want to create for your viewers. What is the experience you want to create for your viewers? I didn't have a top-down shot before, but once I started doing Amazon Live, I realized, okay, this experience for my viewers isn't ideal. So I added a top-down shot to my setup, but I had to add it in a way that it's not in the shot. You see my point? Because it wouldn't make sense for a camera to be just sitting right here, right over my shoulder, right? So it's the experience. Sometimes on a Wednesday, my live shows are on Mondays. Sometimes on Wednesdays, my son and I will sit and rewatch my show. from that past Monday. And we laugh and talk, we make jokes about, oh, I can't believe you said that, or man, you messed that up. And I make notes.
Yeah.
I make notes. There is no, let me say this to everybody out there. There is nobody who is operating at peak performance who does not watch film. I don't care if they're in finance. I don't care if they're in the business world. I don't care if they're marriage consultants. I don't care if they are in the sports world, because those athletes all watch film. But why would it be any different for us in the content creation world? Why would it be any different for us in the streaming world? My church team and I, we watch our broadcast back every week, and we make notes and we tweak and we say, man, what happened to the sound here? Man, I can't believe that's how it sounded online. How else are you going to be able to improve if you never learn from the previous experience? And so I never miss an opportunity to go back and rewatch what I have done so that I can improve upon not only myself, but the experience that I'm giving my entire audience. So that's it.
Yep. That's well said, man. We've got some questions in the chat.
Sure.
Okay, guests come in, spin. I don't think.
Yeah, we touched that one way earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Albert said, I'm also in.
Oh yeah, in South Carolina.
Okay.
So he's gonna talk to Bishop Oliver while he's there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And thanks a lot, guys. I will continue to research. Awesome. Okay, sound. Is that a mono mic you're using now? No. If that was for me, no. Today I'm using the Tonor TC40, which is another budget microphone, by the way. Yep. This is a Tonor TC40. Now, this is better compared to the mono. This is the mono microphone, the little one that I was actually recommending yesterday. I still recommend it. But this one is a little more, it costs a little more money. It comes in as a kit, so it's gonna come with a boom arm, everything. Kind of ready for you to start creating content. And the material is actually a little different. This one has metal kind of material, which is better than this one. Again, depends on how much you willing to spend. This one is a budget friendly microphone. This one is a budget friendly microphone, $33, 50 something dollars, full kit. They're all awesome. I love them.
Nice.
Let's see. Kirk, are you singing on Friday or Sunday? And if yes, are you gonna use that?
Oh my! Listen,
that's between you guys.
Listen, every now and again on my Amazon Live show, somebody will ask me to sing. And
for real?
Oh yeah. And so like if there's a birthday or something, and so the audience will be like, "Hey, Kirk, somebody has a birthday," and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, sure. Whose birthday is it?" And then I'll sing them happy birthday, and everybody's kind of shocked. One lady was like, "Oh my gosh, my child just walked in the room and said, what are you listening to? Who's that?" And anyway, it's one of those things. I absolutely love to sing. I do not get to do it a lot, so when people ask me to, I don't mind. It's not something I'm well known for, at least here. When I was living in South Africa, I was very well known for singing.
Singing.
Oh man,
so you were a singer.
Oh, people would. As
so you should have a singing channel. Like it.
I should probably do that. I don't know, man. It's one of those things. It's like I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it yet.
It could actually do good. You could do some vocal coaching or reaction videos.
I would need vocal coaching. I think I would need vocal coaching. I love to sing, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not where I would like to be. As I say even with live streaming, you have to be doing this. I was talking to a guy. He's like, I said, when's the last time you did your live show? He says, about 3 months ago. I said, man, that's not enough. That's not enough practice in order for you to get better. And so similar for my singing. It's like, I can't even tell you the last time I sang. Pretty bad. So it's probably been over a year at this point. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to get back to your first love,
Yeah. As they say, right? I'm pretty certain some
Yeah,
opportunities will come up. Just from Albert saying that, some opportunities will come up.
yeah. We got Victor in the chat.
Victor,
Victor,
what's
thanks
up?
so much for joining. And then we get see, I think I need 2 lights just for my big forehead.
You know, listen, that there's definitely something to be said. I worked with a lady the other week, a week or so ago. She had a lamp, and the lamp had like a top piece and then a little other piece that kind of she could curve that other piece wherever she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we actually I had her move her desk around. Her desk was facing a wall, and there was a window to the side. So we just had her flip her desk around so that her background was the wall, and then she
Okay.
had this window with all this natural light coming in. Then we put the lamp on this side. She actually did not spend a dime. All she did was move her desk around so
Mm-hmm.
that she could harness that natural light, and then
Yep.
put the lamp on the other side to fill in where that other light was casting a shadow. And so what I'm saying to folks is it's about your space. It is about, of course, you know, as she said, my big forehead. I don't know that your forehead is big. Mine is very big, but it's about knowing, you know, what are the things you're working with. Of course, if you're going to be the person in the shot, you definitely want to make sure you light for that, you know, compose for that, you set it up in a way that allows you to be successful. I will say this, to all my friends from you know, multiple different demographic backgrounds. When you light your set for a dark skinned person, it doesn't matter who sits down, it'll look good. The opposite, unfortunately, is not true. If I light my set for a good friend of mine who happens to be white, if I sit down, it's not going to look good. But if he sits down after I light my set for me, it'll look great. So those are some of the hacks that I like to use.
Yeah.
I have an unfair advantage. So when I go to set up a studio for a client, I did a build for a university. They have a content creation lab, had 5 different studios that they set up. I lit the place for me. Right. And then it didn't matter who came in, Asian, Hispanic, white, African-American, didn't matter who came in.
Yeah.
They turn on the lights and they're like, oh, looks great. They can record, they can create, they can go for it. And so those are some of the things some of the tips and tricks of the trade that I always like to share with people. Different skin tones does have an effect, impact on the light. Listen, even a shirt. I had a client come in, we were doing a live show. We did all the testing and everything, and he was just chill. And so he was like, all right, let me go change for the show. He changed, put on a button-up white shirt, came back, sat down, and he was like, why does it look so different? I was like, oh, I can't place my finger on it. I asked him to change some different things, and I was like, you know what? It's the shirt. He went and changed the shirt. Everything was fine. So keep that in mind, y'all. Like, a white shirt's going to be reflecting back to your camera a very bright light source. And whenever you put a bright light source in direct shot of your camera is going to adjust and make whatever's on screen darker. So all of these things are tips, tricks, best practices that you want to make sure you are aware of. I'm not saying you need to know all of these things. I'm saying be aware of them, and grow as you go along.
Yeah, everything has to be intentional, you know, what you wear, color, like my t-shirts. Every time when I'm streaming, sometimes I have this t-shirt. Guess what? It matches with my background.
Right.
It's intentional, you know. Sometimes I have a black t-shirt. Black can go with anything, you know. But that's another thing you mentioned about, you know, your color skin, your skin color. Sorry. If you black and you dark, and you have a black dark background behind you, and you're wearing a black shirt,
it may not help.
That's a bad composition.
It's all the composition.
That's really bad.
That's so true.
I don't care what kind of lighting you're gonna use. That's I used to help churches, and I would tell people, you know, like some pastors like to wear, you know, like black suits and stuff. And then, look, I respect you. You're a pastor, but you can just wear black and you have a black background here. Unless you give us money, we invest in changing the background.
Right.
But you gotta have something lighter, you know? And it's so hard. Sometimes it's so hard to explain to people, because people think I'm just gonna show up, I look good, you may look good in real life, but
Yeah.
on the camera, it's
Yeah.
gonna be different.
The worst is when somebody wants to use a virtual background and then they show up wearing green, and you're like, oh, okay, God, it's not going to work out very well. One of the things
That's
that I
that's
like
gonna.
about your setup and my setup is the color that we put on the background behind us. Notice that the color is not on us. I can put my hands up right now. You don't see
Yeah.
any of the color on me. Those lights are on the ground shining upward behind me. And what that
Yeah.
does, if I can, I'm just going to move my thing here. You can see that color outline across my shoulder here, because that pulls me off of the background, and it gives my camera a direct focal point. This is my subject. I don't need to focus on anything else. In fact, I can blur out everything else because my subject is right here. So that light is not just from the perspective of, hey, I want to have my purple lights on, but it's also from the perspective of, I'm giving my camera help. And again, this is what I keep on saying, is great lighting makes all cameras better. So
Yeah. I think before we close, actually, another hack is to always have some depth, if you can.
if you can,
Don't be sitting. Don't have your background right
like
at
right
your
here.
back. You know, that's bad. You know, have some depth. Leave some space between you and your background.
Right.
It's gonna help you, especially if you have a nice lens that will give you a good depth of field. That's gonna be awesome. But even if you don't have a lens that will give you this background separation, it will still look good. That's the only way you're gonna be able to have what Kirk was actually explaining, having some RGB in the back, kind of not shining some red green lights on your face.
You don't want that.
Or not having your key light kind of bleeding into the background, you know. So that's gonna help you a lot. So and again, I see it a lot. I see it in small churches or small venues. A lot of people making that mistake. You see, like, you know, the choir is standing against the background and you're trying to
literally
film.
touching it, right?
Yeah, they're touching it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, that's not good. That's not gonna look on the look good on the camera.
Yeah.
So that's a hack, especially when you have an opportunity to, let's say, if you're building your stage, you're designing your stage, always have that in mind. Try to leave some space. Be intentional. Have some space between where the main subject is going to stand and your background. And, you know, at the same time, design your key lighting intentionally. You know, that's gonna give you really some good composition, some good results to make sure your video looks good.
That's good, man.
So guys, I think we are over. I think your wife said that time was up in the chat.
That was Albert saying because we got disconnected. He was saying, oh, I think Kirk's wife said his time is up.
Maybe she unplugged the cable.
Maybe she unplugged it.
Yeah,
it's very possible. Let me tell you,
it's like,
kids have to be picked up.
Time is up. Anyways, yeah. So, any last word before we actually close? I think the time is up for sure.
I'll just say this one last piece. I'm a big, huge proponent of getting your message out there. Getting your message out there is the biggest piece. It's bigger than the lights. It's bigger than the microphone. It's bigger than the composition. Your message, the value you have to offer and provide to the world that comes from your lived experience, that is what is absolutely critical that you get out there. And whether you're a person of faith, whether you're somebody in the finance arena, whether you've, had an interesting path that, with abuse or whatever, a substance abuse, whatever, and you want to share those tips, tricks, best practices, you want to share those experiences, you want to share that victory journey with people in a way that's tangible, that allows them to experience success and victory themselves. That is the main thing. And everything else that we do is really just to stop the scroll and allow people to experience the greatness and the value that you have to offer. So I would say, above and beyond everything else, you've got to have a rock solid why. You've got to have a rock solid reason why you are going live, why you're doing content, why you decide to come to these spaces. That's going to determine largely the trajectory and the level of success that you will experience. That's what I want to leave you guys with today.
All right. So Albert says, man, you guys are great educators.
Thank you, Albert.
Thank you, Albert. So guys, this is it. Thank you so much, guys, for being here again. Kirk, thank you so much. I believe we're supposed to be doing a video together at some point.
We are.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna actually again, guys, we are in the same space, so we're gonna be doing some stuff together. I love it. I enjoy collaborating with my fellow creators.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it,
This
man.
has been a blessing having you on, man. Thanks a lot for being here, man.
Look,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Hey, the pleasure was mine, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the questions. And if you are interested in Collab Cam or Streamlabs, go ahead. I have the link down below. Go ahead and check out Streamlabs at streamlabs.com. You're going to be able to download it, either use Mac or PC. You're going to be able to actually download it 100% free. Play with it. If you like it, use it. If you hate it, don't have to use it. Also, if you think you're gonna be bringing in guests onto your shows, it could be maybe you're doing some video podcasting, or you create content here on YouTube. This is gonna be an awesome feature. Again, this is what I'm using to be able to bring in Kirk. If you like the show, if you enjoyed the show, you're probably gonna love it as well. 100% free. If you want to get more than one guest on your show, you're gonna have to get the Prime tier, which is, I believe, $19 or $20, something like that, per month. And you're gonna be able to multi-stream and get access to a lot of features inside Streamlabs. Thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully